Hey guys, so today I'm here to do my March wrap up and it is very late right now. It's nearly 10 o'clock, but I was gonna film this today and I'm gonna do it. But I read 9 books this month, which I'm pretty happy about. Like, I am slowly making my way through my TBR, but I seem to keep adding books to it more than actually like reading them. But still, I was happy with the 9 that I did read, and like most of these were kind of like average reads though. Like there was a few really good ones, but mostly average reads. But I'm excited to show you what I read. So the first book I read was Lady Helen and the Dark Days Pact by Alison Goodman, and like my god, I didn't know I needed this book so much until I read it. Like, Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club was so good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was a bit slow and a bit hard to get into, but then, like, I was like, yep, gonna read the sequel, gonna have to go, and I read this, and I was like, oh, I need the third book, like, now. This right here was so good. I actually can't believe how good this was, and it just had me going. Like, these books are very good, but they're very slow paced and not much really happens, like in a sense of not big explosive reveals throughout the whole book. But seriously though, like this is some good shit. I loved it, and I have a book review that I'll link down below so you can check out more of my thoughts. Then I read Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and like this book concept was really cool. I like the idea of like having to relive the same day over and over again until you get it right. Like, it was really cool. One thing I had to say though was Juliet was such a bitch. Like, I actually thought she was so annoying, and I don't think it is possible that she changed as much as she did in this book. Like seriously, she was so rude to so many people, and she acted like it was nothing really major, but it's like you actually like ruined some people's lives and led to some really bad things happening in this book. But I still really enjoyed seeing the different elements and how if you change your mind, something different can happen, and like if you do something else that can help someone else in their life, and just it was a really cool concept of a book, and I really enjoyed that. Then I read The Game by Christina Kuhn. Christina, I think that's how you say it. What I didn't know when I was first read this book though is that it actually was translated from German, so the rest of the series is like not English, so I'm not going to be able to finish it. But the good thing is that I really feel this book hasn't made an impact at all on me. Like, seriously, I kind of already forgot what happened. Like, I mean, I know it was about them going to this school and some weird shit was going on and a dead body popped up and everything was kind of happening. So like that was really intriguing and good, and I did like the characters, but like it just wasn't very memorable. Like, I've read so many books like this and feel like this, and it's kind of like, I don't really care. Like, actually, I think I can get the second one, but the rest aren't, and it's just like, don't even care. So like, read it, but yeah. Just to import, I read my 2 TBR books really early this month. This is the first time I've read them so quickly. Normally I'm reading them at the end of the month because it's like, shit, I have to do that, but very proud of myself. Then I read The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, and I've been wanting to read this book for like ages, and I finally just decided that I was gonna do it. I was gonna read it, and like this book was actually so good. Like, I really enjoyed this. One thing that I really liked about this though is, so in this book there is a death in the family where Lenny loses her older sister, and it's very, very sad and very like really a great book for grief and how people overcome it and what you realize. But the thing I really enjoyed about this book is that most of the time it's because these siblings die from suicide, and then the whole book the main character blames themselves until in the end they figure out it's not actually their fault. This was a book of death from natural causes. Like, she got a hemorrhage, I think, like she just bleeding in her brain and she just died. Like, it can happen to anyone. Like, literally anyone can die from this at any moment. Like, it just happens. So Lenny can't feel guilt, so it really is majorly focused on the grief process and not the guilt process, and I just found that very refreshing. And even though this book was still very, very sad, that just made it such a more enjoyable read, as well as it being sad. But you know what I mean? Like, I was so getting over that trope of, oh, they'd killed themselves, so it's my fault. Like, no. This is how it should be. Like this, you know? Then I read Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill, and I was so excited to read this book, and it was kind of a bit of a letdown. The main character, Julia, was kind of annoying and such a bloody goody two-shoes and just so uptight that I just couldn't stand her. Like, I love Jason. Jason was so good in this book. Like, I just felt for him so bad, and how she's all like, he's such a little shit bitch. Like, no, you just this bitch. I really did like this book except for her, and I really like the setting and how they're in London and they got to go to all these places, and now I want to go to all these places. But I really did enjoy it, except for the bitchy main character. That, like, so many bitchy main characters in my books at the moment, but just still, this is pretty good. Then I read The Feeling Boyfriend by Casey West, and finally I've read another Casey West book. Oh yeah, Party in the House. Put in the house. I was so excited to read this book. Like, I was thinking, like, fake dating is my shit. I love that trope, fake dating. Like, I've only read one book, but I love it. I've seen it in TV shows. Actually, I have read it in other books, but it's just like, it brings me happiness. But I have to say, Leah was, again, sort of a bitchy character who was so shallow, and I don't know why. I loved Hayden, though. He was such a little geeky guy, and it's just so adorable that he helped Leah out by being her fake boyfriend, and then she was his fake girlfriend, and I just, oh, it was so good, this romantic tropeness, that I can get over the fact that she was so annoying. But like, she got better though. Like, she understood that she was shallow and just found out that everything was not how it should be and changed her life a little bit. But like, seriously, in the beginning I was just like, why would you even try with this bitch? Then I read Ironcast by Destiny Sawyer, and like, this was such a great book for female friendship. Like, literally, I had loved the friendship between Ada and Corinne. Corinne is, I think, how I say her name. Corinne, like that. It's a bit of a weird name, but I really loved it. It was a great female friendship, and they were just so good, and the banter between them was great, and it also had a lot of diversity and homosexuality in this book, and I was just like, yes, give it to me. And you know what's great is no one really cared, except for like, this book is set in 1919, so there was a bit of that racial slurs, but no one in the like group of friends gave a shit, and it's just like, yes. And I like the magical like realism. I feel this book is magical realism. Like, it's about hemopaths who have the ability to change people's emotions by the way they speak and sing, and to also show people like images and like change things and make them see things that aren't there. And it was just so good, and it was such a good like depth of betrayal and secrecy and don't know who's who and what's what and what's going on. Like, it's a bit confusing, but I still really enjoyed this book, and I like recommend it. It's only got like 800 ratings on Goodreads, so like, guys, check this book out. Put it in your memory. Then I read Empress of a Thousand Skies by Rhonda Belzer. This was on my anticipated reads, and I enjoyed this, and I feel like it was such a like reminiscence of Star Wars to me. Like, I was reading and I'm just like, Star Wars, Star Wars. But it was a bit slow paced and a bit like, I don't know, like there's a lot, like there's two different characters again narrating in this book, and they don't really ever meet, and it's just like, I wanted everything to come together, and like, there was a lot of predictable stuff happening in this book, like so much I saw coming. But I don't know if that's because it was so obvious or because I have read quite a lot of books now. But like, I don't know. I want the next book though. I am excited to read more. Like, I was really excited to get this book and read it, and I have it, and it's really small too. So like, I don't know if the story elements in this weren't like fleshed out enough for me to really enjoy it as much as I could, but I still want to read the next book, and I was excited to read this one. And the last book I read this month was Invaded by Melissa Landers, and I read Alienated so long ago. It was actually the book straight up, like, it was the book I read straight after a COMAF, and like, I was still dying, and I was trying to make myself keep reading, so it was kind of like, okay, alien love story. But I was so scared going into this book thinking that it was going to be like really second bluesy shit, and I was like, no, I don't want second book syndrome right now. And I read it and I was like, oh my god, so good. I need to get United, but I don't own a copy of it yet, and I'm like on my book buying semi-ban where I can't really buy much, but I can, you know. But I really like this, and I like the romantic elements. It did have one of my hated tropes in it though, where the main love interests are split apart for a whole book, and you don't get to be together, and it's just like they're seeing them apart is not as fun as seeing them together. But I still saw their relationship as being really sweet and adorable, and I like the long distance thing, and there's a lot of stuff going on. It was very funny. Like, I like this quote on the front where it's like, a seamless blend of suspense, humor, and romance, which is totally true. It was so funny, but so much was going on that I was like freaking out and anxious for part of the book, because I'm like, everyone's dying, I don't like it. But I seriously think this was great, and I do want to finish this trilogy soon, but I don't know how soon it will be. So, this book does not want to stay there. Here is my complete wrap up for the month. I'm very happy I got my TBR books done. I got most of my book club reads done, which was Empress of the Thousand Skies, Ironcast, and is there another one? There was meant to be. No, I only actually read 2. Caraval was a book of the month for a different one, but I read that last month. And A Conjuring of Light was another one, but I didn't have time to read that. But I'm really happy with what I've read, so it's pretty good. You ready for this? I bought 16 books. Yep. It was my birthday this month. Am I not allowed to do that? I read 9 and I bought 16, but just saying, that's not all the books I've got. Like, really thinking about it, I got money for my birthday, so I bought 5 books out of that, and the rest were anticipated reads or book club books of the month, and I've also have a few gifts, and I also had to run my dad's business for a week, so he bought me 7 books, and I bought some more books, so like, I think by the time I do my March book haul, I'm gonna have like 27 books, but this is just really the tally of what I bought. But really, the money that I got, I'm counting it as being bought just because I actually went and bought it. But like, I bought books that I've been wanting because I'm not breaking the law of my book ban if the money's not mine, is how I'm feeling. So that's what I'm gonna think, okay, is that there is some books that I bought that aren't anticipated reads or aren't part of the top Project 5 or aren't book club book picks of the month, but I bought them because I wanted them. Now for the fun moment of this, I probably won't be reading these TBR books though until the 10th because I'm doing the Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon, and then I will read these, and then I will do my Akata and Akoma free read. I just wanted to wait until just before that last book came out because I felt like I'd be dying if I reread it too soon. Like, I wanted to do it since February, and I'm like, hold off until April. Hold off. You can hold off, Abby, but I'm really excited to see what 2 books. I will also try and read this one. So there's one. I can't. I'm so scared. I think I've got more than one. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. So the first one is The Vampire Diaries Return Nightfall. I've been waiting for this to come out. I'm gonna die. I haven't read, like, I own so many of the Vampire Diaries books, but I haven't read them, but I'm gonna try. And the other book is The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. Yay! That's actually on my Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon TBR. I don't know. I might get to it. These are 2 okay books to read. I'm happy with that. Like, this is what I wanted. Some of those books that I'm just been pushing away and don't want to read. So, like, that might work. I'm excited. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this wrap-up video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!